I grew up in a Buddhist household, and I didn't grow up in a Christian household, actually. And for a while, I kind of fell in tune with it, but I kind of fell out of it within my middle school years. And I kind of drew into this period of agnosticism and atheism, and essentially worshipped myself, just trying to find whatever pleased me, and just did whatever that made me happy. You know, a very hedonistic approach on life. And it wasn't until a couple friends in high school who were actually Christians, who I didn't realize, I noticed them and I read them, because, unbelievers don't read Bibles, but they read believers. And they were honestly a reflection of God's glory, and I drew to that, just seeing the way they lived and how they displayed their love from Christ to others. It really made me curious about Christ. And I kind of just started reading myself. And before I really knew it, I started praying and just like, Jesus, if you're really real, like, please reveal yourself to me. I don't want this to be false. Like, I know that my parents have like thousands of years of traditions, but it's like, I don't want to be doing anything that's not real. And I actually started with the book of Job, and it was a really difficult read for me. The more confused I got, I got more curious and more curious about it. But it's just those questions that I continue to ask that just made me more curious and curious about Christ. I was reading, and then I was watching tons of apologetics videos at that time, and this was my exact opportunity to share the gospel to my classroom, because I'm saying goodbye. No one's going to remember me after high school, and it was perfect. And it was absolutely silent. I felt like I was talking to myself. Like, everyone was talking over me, but they were pretending not to listen, but they were still listening, if that makes sense. I think it's terrible to not want to share good news just because I think it'd make it socially awkward. Like, silence at the cost of their own salvation is not something I really want to think about. The ratio for death it's 1-to-1. Everyone's going to die, and oftentimes people would rather settle for not knowing rather than having a belief in that, knowing that Christ is true. The question we usually ask is, if you were to die today and stand before the judgment seat of God, and he was to ask you, why do you think I should let you into my kingdom? The reality is that we all need that Savior. We all need Christ. And it's true. My name is Phong, and thanks for letting me share.